Hi there, Guy Simmons, Fine and Country, Oxfordshire, and I'd like to present to you my premium market report for the last quarter and also up to the end of November. This report will be slightly longer than normal as I'm going to cover the last quarter as well. So, September marked the return to pre-COVID transaction figures, and October saw the highest annual increase in house prices since January 2015. Consumer sentiment has dropped and we have entered a second lockdown, which is due to end on the 2nd of December with the new government tiered system in place. The lockdown over the Christmas period being eased will hopefully raise people's spirits, though sensible attitudes will need to be retained so that the COVID crisis doesn't escalate. With a tiered system across the UK, however, the housing market will remain open. Transactions are now back to pre-COVID levels according to HMRC. An estimated 98,010 transactions have completed in September, marking a return to pre-COVID market levels. Newly agreed sales since July have been between 42 and 62% higher than the same time last year. October agreed sales were 53% higher than last year, a slight drop from the 62% peak in August. With the average sale taking 9 weeks from offer to exchange of contract, September's transaction figures will reflect those delayed by lockdown, and only a small proportion will represent the surge in newly agreed sales. Over the next few months, there is a backlog due to the successes of previous month's sales, and this has put a great pressure on lenders, valuers and conveyancers alike. This is very much causing a delay in exchanging contracts and the completion process. We need to make sure those who have agreed sales during this holiday period aren't unnecessarily penalised by the delays being caused by this backlog. The National House Price Index report shows that prices have risen by 5.5% annually, and the biggest rate of increase in over 4 years has happened. This is highlighting sellers' optimism. The nationwide house price index also shows that house prices from post-survey approval stage reported a 5.8% annual increase in October. This is the highest rate of increase since January 2015. September's prime property prices in the UK increased by 5.4% annually, with the average prime property selling for £1,050,338. Zoopla expected house prices to trend upwards over the previous quarter, which they have, and further predict still reaching a very creditable 4+% by the end of this year. The economy began to recover with a 9.1% growth in GDP in June, followed by a 6.4% growth in July. However, August didn't fare quite as well with just a 2.1% growth. Mortgage holidays are still available, and the furlough scheme has now been extended further to the end of March, thus relieving some immediate pressure off businesses, the economy and the market. Consumer confidence and employment pressures mounting will have an impact on some buyers' thinking and decision making. However, the rise in newly agreed sales has been focused on the more wealthy demographics, who are likely to be less sensitive to the changes in the medium and short-term economic outlook, less reliant on borrowing and mortgage lending restrictions. Now let's look ahead. The end of March 2021 marks several changes to the housing market which will spur on buyers. Existing homeowners will want to complete before the stamp duty holiday finally ends, and overseas buyers will want to beat the introduction of the new 2% surcharge. New build buyers will seek to make most of the Help to Buy equity loan scheme, which after March will only be available to first-time buyers with a regional price cap in place. There will also be increased competition for new build homes, as new build completions have been severely hit by the COVID crisis. with an annual decline of -62% during the both lockdown periods. The housing market is set to remain high on the government's agenda, following the Prime Minister's announcement of Generation Buy. Physical stimulus should help boost the housing market after March 2021. However, currently, leading property companies and senior figures within the industry are lobbying Parliament to extend the 31st of March stamp duty holiday deadline, so that there is no immediate cliff edge reaction to the end of this benefit. Those who have already agreed their sales but are within an uncontrollable backlog could not make the saving they expect through no fault of their own. We are therefore hoping for a phased or an extended period with a softer tapering of this tax saving to be considered by the government. It is now being seen that although demand is still remaining positive in the upper premium marketplace, there is a degree of realistic pricing by sellers, more importantly due to the ever closer stamp duty levy tax deadline date looming. The more realistic and the lower pricing will obviously lead to very much quicker sales being achieved. This is not necessarily a reflection of the true value of the property, but a strategy which is being adopted for those that want to capture the benefit of the stamp duty tax holiday alone. Due to the general state of the economy and the public's borrowing the government has made during this pandemic and the wider economic issues of Brexit yet to still be concluded, there is obviously some opinion that house prices will decrease in the coming months and years ahead. However, I personally feel the supply and demand, together with the new attitudes and lifestyle choices that most people have experienced because of the pandemic, will actually help to stabilise and maintain pricing, as supply and demand is the true indicator of the value in any marketplace. This is only my personal view, and the premium market is still very much in evidence. Therefore, I think a general commentary on the economy and house prices across a broad spectrum is really difficult to make. Our premium market still has a demand which will continue to retain a positive effect on the property values within the upper quartile market. Prices in the past 12 months period in London have actually risen by 11.9% and in the southeast by 4.2%. In the local Oxfordshire premium property market, 50% sales activity is being achieved currently, with 379 houses currently under offer or waiting to exchange contracts. In the past 14 days, bearing in mind we are now running into a Christmas market, 2.7 premium homes are coming to the market each and every day. This is remarkable for the time of year. In light of lots of negative news, I would like to leave you with some positive news. Certainly the next few years will be challenging, but also really exciting with great opportunities in eco-technology, solar power, wind energy and the advent of the electric vehicle industry. Tesla becoming the highest valued auto company in the world in the last few days. This will be good for all of us and our health in generations to come. These new technologies will provide over 1 million jobs in the next few years. So if you're looking for a new opportunity or challenge in 2021, now is a great time while others hesitate to take any action. If you truly seriously want to sell your home in 2021, getting prepared now for the next year is perfect. The sooner we can advise you on what things are needed how to maximise your property value, the better, allowing plenty of time to get things prepared and really looking good. So thank you for watching my video, and if you'd like any further information about your property or anything related to property in general, please don't hesitate to contact me on the details that are going to follow this video.